Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboy Roundup, Monday Training Camp Highlights, Players on the Rise. Dallas Cowboys training camp is chugging right along with the start of the NFL preseason right around the corner. The team returns to the field on Tuesday morning for another open practice, before a mock game on Wednesday that will be closed to the public. Then, on Thursday, we get a first look at the Cowboys against another team when they hold a scrimmage against the Los Angeles Rams ahead of this weekend's preseason opener. While we wait for all of the action over the coming days, let's take a look at some headlines that are making the rounds across Cowboys Nation. Nick Harris named 10 players who are watching their stock rise during training camp over on the team's official website, and there are some exciting names on the list. From a pair of young wide receivers to a standout rookie cornerback, a veteran offensive lineman to a newly acquired edge rusher, there is plenty to be excited about as camp battles continue to heat up. Brandon Cooks had himself a day, Trayvon Diggs returned for his first padded practice, Micah Parsons was all over the field, and there was so much more to like from Monday's session in Oxnard. What to expect from Micah Parsons in Mike Zimmer's Cowboys D? It's a little before 8 a.m. and the Dallas Cowboys team meeting is over. As a good portion of the 90-man roster heads into special teams meetings, linebacker Micah Parsons moves to the defensive meeting room for breakfast. Nearby is new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer and run game coordinator Paul Guenther. For most of this week, cornerback Trayvon Diggs has joined the group too. For the next 20 minutes, Parsons becomes the student and Zimmer, the professor. I'm not just learning the defense. They got me understanding defense as a whole. Protection plans, understanding why the slide is going to be under here, where my opportunities are going to be, why they ID the middle linebacker, Mike, why we bring down the safety and why it changes to the Mike, and why they might slide to that side instead of our side, and why the blitz is going to come this way, Parsons said. I would just say they are increasing my football intelligence. It's not just about the system. I believe one day they're putting me in position to coach or something because every day is different. Parsons has been a force since the Cowboys selected him in the first round of the 2021 draft. In 3 seasons, he has been a first or second team All-Pro. He has been named to the Pro Bowl each season. He has finished in the top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year voting each season. Only Parsons and Reggie White have recorded at least 12 sacks in their first 3 NFL seasons. But Zimmer is looking to give him more responsibility. As a rookie, Parsons truly split time between linebacker and pass rusher. In 2022 and 23, he was predominantly lining up on the edge. This year, Parsons figures to move around more. He's brilliant, number 1, Zimmer said of Parsons. He understands football, number 2. Parsons said Zimmer has come up with Lion packages, an ode to Parsons' alma mater, the Penn State Nittany Lions, in the base, nickel and dime defenses. The closest Zimmer has had to someone of Parsons' skill set is Anthony Barr, who was Zimmer's first-round pick in 2014 when he was head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know if he couldn't play every position, Zimmer said. He probably could play free safety if he wanted to. Now, I don't want him back there covering pass very much. So far in training camp, Parsons has been ping-ponging between putting his hand on the ground and lining up as an off-the-ball linebacker. It's looked more like his rookie season when he played more linebacker than defensive end. At one practice, he went from trying to beat rookie left tackle Tyler Guyton off the edge on one snap to dropping in coverage on the next, with the offensive line caught off guard and allowing pressure from a blitzer. I'm going to do a little bit of both, just like I have been in the past, Parsons said. I think the personnel and packages is good. And now that we have more of an understanding of each other, I think it's going to be a great year. When Zimmer was hired, much was made of his old-school ways meshing with Parsons, as the sometimes cantankerous coach returns from a 2-year absence from the NFL. In June, Parsons said they hadn't had 20 words, mostly because Parsons did not attend the voluntary portion of the off-season program. He did, however, speak frequently with run game coordinator Paul Guenther, who has become something of a Parsons whisperer. Guenther attended Parsons football camp in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Zimmer has found Parsons to be extremely coachable, like great players he has had in the past, such as Deion Sanders, Darren Woodson, Danielle Hunter and Eric Kendricks, among others. I talked to him, recently, about something where I think he can be more effective if he did this, and he agreed, Zimmer said. But great players want to be coached. Players want to get better. My philosophy has always been, if they know you can help them and you know what you're doing, they're going to listen. Their career is not very long, and so the more they can become better and better, obviously, the better for the team and the better for their careers. From the stories Parsons heard before he got to know Zimmer, he said the coach has completely changed, but he acknowledged he has not seen what Zimmer is like during games when the attention and emotions are way higher. Cowboys predicted to add playmaker similar to CeeDee Lamb. As things stand, the Cowboys' 2024 wide receivers room is a bit of a muddle. Star CeeDee Lamb is holding out amid a contract dispute. Number 2 man Brandon Cooks will turn 31 next month and is in the final year of his contract, and there is no clear-cut number 3 on the roster. No matter how things shake out with Lamb, the Cowboys are going to need an infusion of talent at the position. And it just so happens that the 2025 NFL Draft might have some pass catchers worth plucking for the Cowboys. At the analysis site The 33rd Team, the Cowboys are predicted to add one of the nation's top receivers, Emeka Egbuka, who could be in for a big year after coming back from ankle surgery and taking over the top role at Ohio State. Egbuka is the number 3 rated wide receiver heading into the year at Pro Football Focus, and the number 14 prospect overall. The Cowboys, in the 33rd Team mock, are picking 26th, so landing Egbuka would be a bit of a steal. Again, he is coming back from a procedure known as tightrope surgery on his left ankle, so he will need to show he hasn't lost his speed. If he does, the Cowboys would surely welcome him. In outlining the Cowboys' pick in his article, titled, 2025 NFL Mock Draft, Latest Predictions as Preseason Kicks Off, writer Ian Valentino notes that Egbuka has some of the same qualities as Lamb. Unless the Dallas Cowboys see Jalen Tolbert break out this season, there's a massive need for a quality second playmaker next to CeeDee Lamb. Ohio State's Emeka Egbuka is similar to Lamb as someone who wins all over the field and in different roles, so the two can coexist and thrive together. Egbuka's well-roundedness will help him contribute better on day one than most in this class. The Cowboys certainly need that. While they're hopeful that former third-round pick Jalen Tolbert takes a leap forward this season and eventually settles in as the number 3 receiver, and possibly number 2 next year, it's likely they will need more depth and talent at the position going forward. The 2024 draft was well-stocked with receivers, but the Cowboys made rebuilding the offensive line and adding some defensive pieces their clear focus in this draft. They used a 6th-rounder to pick Ryan Flournoy from Southeast Missouri State. The 2025 draft should have some good pass catchers, too. Beyond Egbuka, Luther Burden of Missouri and Tataroa McMillan of Arizona are expected to be top 10 picks, while Alec Iomenor, Stanford, and Isaiah Bond, Texas, are ranked as first-rounders at PFF. As for the Lamb situation, he is continuing his holdout from camp in Oxnard, California, while he awaits a new contract extension from the Cowboys that will make him one of the highest-paid receivers in the game. Lamb set franchise records in 2023 with 135 catches and 1,749 yards. Owner Jerry Jones addressed the Lamb situation, along with that of quarterback Dak Prescott, this week. "They're just progressing, in my mind," Jones said, via The Athletic. "I would say that we're talking. I would not have a legitimate progress point there at all. And I really don't have it for Lamb, either. And it's not negative. I'm just thinking it wouldn't do any good to talk about progress. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Emeka Egbuka? Leave your opinion in the comments.